We are back with prayers for the planet this week, and I'd love for all of you to go ahead and give me a little thumbs up or a heart to say you're here, because I do want this to be as much as possible a two-way conversation. So I know for myself, last week I got to the end of the week. All week I felt pretty strong and centered. And I got to the end of the week and I just felt like I hit that wall where my body was just storing so much energy in it that I really needed to take that time to just slow down and drop in. And I know a lot of us have been trying to navigate between still showing up for whatever we've committed to, absorb all the information about what's going on during these COVID times, show up for our families, for ourselves, and do that deeper listening and that deeper tuning in. And so what I experienced over the weekend was that really just strong call of you need to turn off your phones, you need to get off screens and devices and connect to the land and really drop in. And it's been such an interesting experience because on one hand, I feel like we're using this technology to connect with each other and really be here and be present with each other. And then on the other hand, there's so much coming through that channel of just that outward energy of reaching out to people and seeing how are you doing and listening to news reports. And we need to really be mindful that at the same time we're being asked to drop in, do our ceremonies, do our practices, really connect with the earth and get grounded and present. So both of these things are happening simultaneously. And I think we also need to be just so aware for yourself. When is it time to reach out to people you love and connect to them virtually? And when is it time to just stop and take a break and drop in? And so for myself this weekend, I got that call to go to Dominguez Escalante Canyon, which is a canyon not too far from here. And the canyon has a relationship to Paonia. The native people who lived here used to call where I live in Paonia Eden East. And my understanding is the canyon was Eden West, and they would often move between these two places. And when I went into the canyon, I could just feel like how much tension and tightness had been stored in my physical body. And I could feel my shoulder, how much it was clenched, and feeling that tightness, and like the back of my heart was also feeling that. And so when I went up into the canyon, it was just my chance to go beyond the slowing down. And so I want to really speak to those of you who are here listening to this, because I know you've had this experience. So just beyond clearing your schedule or doing less or committing to less, I feel like there's this real call right now to remember to also go into that formless space, to go into that place, like beyond your mind, to go into the inner knowing where you're not just meditating and clearing, or you're not just meditating and kind of hearing whatever messages might be true for the day, but to actually tap into the formless, expansive, quiet space. And that's for me what happened when I went into this canyon, is I was able to drop into just nestling into the rocks and listening to that language of the wind and listening to the sound of the river going by. And that opened up for me what I call that dreaming energy, where I was able to go into the void. I was no longer thinking. I was in this place of perception. And when I did that, when I went beyond just saying, I'm trying to slow down and do less, but I'm actually connecting into that void, quiet, still energy, the main message I heard was that my soul is suffocating. And when I tuned into what that meant, I felt the perfection of that, because right now the planet has been suffocating in the pollution and the busyness and the doing, and the humans are dealing with a virus that causes that shortness of breath and attacks the respiratory system. And for me personally, I could feel my soul suffocating on that level of me trying to show up in so many different roles and in so many different ways and caring for so many different people, that my soul has been asking for that break where I'm not showing up as a mom or as a teacher or for my clients or for my husband or for my friends or for my moon lodge, but I could actually take that breath into beyond all this. I am this amazing life force moving through my body. And it's so rare that when I'm in my local environment, when I'm here in my, even in my healing space away from my house, when I do tend to meditate, the information that comes through is usually more along the lines of here's what to do today in your business, or here's what to do just during your day. And it's not necessarily that deeper, quiet, just nothingness time. And so I'm loving this. All of a sudden, this big windstorm blew through, and I can hear the chimes and the rain, and this clearing is happening. So when I put myself in that state of nothingness, I could just feel my body unclenching. I started seeing some past lives come through. I know many of you I've spoken with are talking about this wounded healer, the Chiron going through the astrology right now is having a chance to heal. A lot of emotion is coming up. We just went into Aries new moon, which is raw and real emotion. And so what I want to do today for this prayer is to give ourselves that opportunity to clear, but from that space of really just going into quiet and silence, and there's nothing to do, nothing to say, and to make that invitation to just drop below your mind and open yourself to just void and formless. And so this is not going to be the most exciting of prayers for the planet, because we're going to go ahead and just go quiet and get still. And I'm going to actually set a chime to go off so that we can all completely relax into this, and we'll know when to call ourselves out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and press the get started button while everyone takes a second to close their eyes, drop in, connect to formless, void stillness. And taking those last few breaths, that last sigh, whatever movement your body is gently calling for. That was amazing. I don't know if you could hear in my space, the wind was howling inside the space and the rain got really intense, and then it just all got very quiet and dropped down. And I just have such a sense of that the more we can clear and hold space and just allow our bodies to adjust and attune, and our minds to adjust, and our souls to adjust, the more we're helping that process on the planet itself. So I would so love to hear about your experience. If you want to type or share anything that came through for you in the chat box. And it's just my wish and my vision that 10,000 of us points of light are holding this kind of space. And so the way that can happen without any one of us having to push or take a lot of effort is to go ahead and tag people who you feel like could really use to hear this message, to show up yourself, to listen in afterwards. Can't join us live. And yeah, wow, I can just feel my body feels a lot more relaxed and open. So I just so appreciate everyone who's showing up for these. I know some people have been asking if they have friends who are not on Facebook, is there a way to join in? And thank you. So yes, on my YouTube channel, I'm also posting these each day afterwards, so people can find them there just by Googling Prayers for the Planet, Megan Gilroy in YouTube itself. And that is another way to share this. So tomorrow, if the technology gods are with us, Rita Rivera Fox is supposed to come on and join me. And then all throughout the week, I have some great guests that I can't wait to share with you. So come back and join us. And yes, sending big hugs and big kisses to everyone. Bye-bye.